President-elect Donald Trump has just announced that Elon Musk will lead the Department of Government Efficiency. He will do so with Vivek Ramaswamy. CBC senior Washington correspondent Paul Hunter joins us now live to talk about the reaction to this news just breaking. So, Paul, what do you make of this, and what has been the reaction, or has there been any just yet?
Well, it's just happening all right now. Announcements are coming fast and furious tonight. Earlier this evening, word he'll nominate Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary. Hegseth is a Fox News host, familiar to viewers of that network. He served in the U.S. National Guard and was deployed to Afghanistan, now Trump's nominee for U.S. Secretary of Defense. And as you noted, now more announcements from Trump. Are you ready? Trump saying billionaire and recent mega Trump backer Elon Musk, he of Tesla, SpaceX, and X, along with, indeed, former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency. As Trump put it in a statement tonight, they will, quote, pave the way for Trump's administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies. Earlier, the conversation on Trump appointments today was all about a couple of others involved with Trump's plans for foreign policy. One of them, a former Trump critic, but lately a fierce Trump supporter, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, now reportedly Trump's pick to be U.S. Secretary of State. Recall, Rubio, when he himself ran for the White House back in 2016, labeled Trump a con man. Well, that was then. Since that time, Rubio explaining that he was impressed by Trump as U.S. president. Rubio's been a staunch supporter of Donald Trump ever since, and that stuff matters to Trump. On foreign policy, Rubio's views have at times differed from Trump's. He supported protecting U.S. ties to NATO, for example, but he's closer to Trump on the matter of Ukraine. And Rubio now signals he sees the logical end to Russia's war on that country as being a negotiated one, which is presumed to likely mean Ukraine officially ceding some of its claimed territory to Russia. The other well-known name out today is former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, father of one-time Trump press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Trump today announcing that Huckabee will be his nominee for U.S. ambassador to Israel. Like Trump and Rubio, by the way, Huckabee is also a very strong supporter of that country. Trump has said that he could end Israel's war in Gaza in 24 hours, and he said that he'd draw the U.S. closer to Israel's interests. Huckabee's job would be to help push that forward. Lots more names to come, Travis, as lobbying for positions of power and influence continues with Donald Trump. It was a busy day on that front today.
I am seeing a couple more names as you are speaking crossing the wires, so we'll let you check on those. And it's a busy night in Washington. Paul Hunter, we appreciate the update. That's CBC senior Washington correspondent Paul Hunter. Okay, Jeff Mason is the White House reporter for Reuters and joins us now to talk about all of this. So let's talk about this DOGE agency or department, the Department of Government Efficiency, which I guess Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are going to head up. Your initial thoughts?
Well, I think one of the most important things in that press release that talked about Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy's role with the department that you were just referencing is that it said that they would be doing this from outside of government. So I haven't had a chance to follow up with the Trump transition about that, but that is what this Trump statement says, which would lead me to believe that they're not actually creating a government department at all. That they are that the president-elect is going to put Musk and Ramaswamy in charge of finding ways to remove or reduce government waste and sort of recast the government, but to do it from a role that isn't actually a government job. That's just my analysis of what I saw there from that statement. It's something that the Trump the Trump transition is going to have to explain.
And this news just breaking, so folks kind of wrapping their head around this new department as well. If it's a department, I mean, it says it in the name, so I guess we'll see whether or not that means inside the government or outside, as you're saying. Elon Musk quoted in this press release saying this will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people. Talk to me a little bit about Donald Trump and Elon Musk's relationship, particularly that seems to have blossomed at the end of this campaign leading into the transition now and to this job.
It certainly did blossom, and Elon Musk, of course, is the owner of what used to be called Twitter, now X, as well as Tesla and other companies. And he's the richest man in the world, and he donated a lot of money to help elect President-elect Trump, and also used the power of X, which is a big platform, to help support Trump as well. So yes, I think you're right, Travis, to say that their relationship has blossomed. And the fact that President-elect Trump wants to give Musk a role in his government in some way, whether it's inside the government or outside, but certainly advising on how to reduce waste, is notable. And this is also notable for the potential conflicts of interest. Musk's companies enjoy some government contracts, and he makes a lot of money from that. So that's something that we will certainly be watching as this role becomes more closely defined.
From a business perspective, we know that the stock market shot up after the news broke that it was Donald Trump who was elected. What do you think this will mean for the business community and large corporations in the United States?
Well, I think a little bit of that is still to be determined. We're certainly watching to see who the president-elect chooses as his Treasury Secretary. That's a market-sensitive posting. But the fact that he's got this big businessman in Elon Musk on his side is certainly something that will, I think, also be watched by markets, and see what influence he has, and whether that influence goes beyond whatever this role that has now been announced is. The former and now future president has a habit or a longtime practice of asking for advice from his friends. Mm-hmm. And Musk has certainly become what seems like a friend, and so his role or his influence may be greater than the one that has been outlined tonight.
And of course, the other name attached to this is Vivek Ramaswamy. Tell us about his relationship with Trump, because of course he wanted to be the Republican nominee at one point, but has developed a relationship with the former now incoming president as well.
Yeah, indeed. And he was on the debate stage, though former President Trump did not show up on the debate stage during the Republican primaries, but Ramaswamy did. And as you rightly say, he was competing to become the nominee. He didn't get it, and then threw his support behind Trump. So, Trump is someone who really values loyalty. He, I think, values the support that he has received from Ramaswamy, and is now rewarding him with this post.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the other names that we are hearing. Mike Huckabee amongst them. We also heard who his potential Homeland Security Secretary will be as well. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. What do you make of those names?
Sure. Well, so the ones that have definitely been confirmed are Homeland Security. That's Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota. She is a big Trump supporter as well. You're going to hear a common theme here. Loyalty is a very big factor for Trump as he makes these selections. And she has been very loyal and has been a big part of his MAGA, or Make America Great Again movement. Her role as Secretary of Homeland Security will mean working with a couple other advisors who have already been appointed to help deal with the border and with immigration. But that is certainly a big remit of the Department of Homeland Security as well. Marco Rubio, we have sources reporting that he's going to be the Secretary of State, but at least right before I came on the air with you, that had not been announced officially by President-elect Trump. So it's never a done deal until it comes out of his mouth.
Until it comes out of his mouth. Yeah,
let's wait and see.
Jeff, let me ask you one more question before I let you go real quick here. And it's a question that I asked on election night as well. What do you think Donald Trump has learned from being president before in terms of staffing up and who he keeps around him in his inner circle? Because there's been a lot of turnover.
Yeah, I would answer that in two ways. I think your question is, what has he learned? And I would answer it in part by what have we learned? I mean, we have learned that he doesn't stick with his advisors very long. And so I think that one can assume that unless he has changed dramatically in how he governs this time around from how he did the last time around, that a lot of these advisors may be jettisoned if they have any kind of altercation or differing views with the president over the coming months and years. That said, I think to answer your initial question, loyalty is a big one. And my guess is these people who are now becoming part of his inner circle as part of his cabinet or other intimate government advisors know that and will be on their best behavior, as it were, and no doubt offer their opinions, but also not, try really hard to stay and keep those jobs. That's my guess anyway. And anyone who watched the first Trump administration will know that's a risk when you accept a job for President Trump, and no doubt will keep that risk in mind and behave or act accordingly.
Yeah, a lot of more names to talk about in the days to come. Appreciate you, Jeff, hopping on here to talk to us about the breaking news this evening.
My pleasure.
That's Jeff Mason, Reuters White House reporter, joining us from D.C. this evening.